listening to Bloodstock Radio, and that's a threat. I'm Mad Maz. I've got a couple of TALANAS
well done.
in. There you go.
All hard A's.
Yeah. And we are. What are we doing? Showcasing corpseflower.
We will be shortly doing that. Yeah, we've just released our first vinyl. Sounds like a play school thing, doesn't it? My first vinyl. I mean, I've got to be honest. I could put my hands up there and say, I never got the vinyl bug. No, that's not by any means to denigrate.
Some people actually get some sort of thing just off that crackle of the vinyl.
Oh, they really do. Oh, absolutely. I mean, but the thing I'm really interested by is that, I mean, I know that for the, on a technical level, one has to remaster vinyl for your masters for vinyl, if that makes sense. You actually have to sort of change the mix to some extent. But I know from first-hand experience that there's a great amount of artists who have released on vinyl who have not remastered for vinyl, and yet there are people who say that the format itself makes the sound better. Now, obviously, as I'm saying these words, there's probably like 1,000 people going like, I hate that guy, because vinyl's vinyl. And it's like, the only thing I really think that is the major selling point for me, for me to release through it, is that it's an ample collector's item.
No, it is true, but there's some, like, okay, the crackles, the scratches are not helpful when those things happen, but if you look after vinyl, the problem with digital is because it's zeros and ones and it's squares, you're going to miss all the refinement that music is, and people don't think that's true, but it's really borne out. If you listened ever to things on mini disc, you can hear a real difference. And also CDs are thinner, you hear all the bass end really on vinyl.
Do you? Because the thing is that I tried to A/B the only time for vinyl. I mean, I was brought up.
You've been A/Bing.
Yeah, I know. I've been A/Bing stuff because I just wanted to know about it, and perhaps I make the rod with which to beat my own back. Is that one of the major vinyls that I tried to do that with? Is I bought Battles in the North by Immortal, which is potentially one of the worst things you can ever do production-wise, because obviously it's going to be tinny as hell. But I was brought up listening to vinyl, but I don't have that emotional nostalgia.
Did you go to the pressing of your vinyl?
No, we didn't.
Was it a porcupine cut?
It's a really good point, because we just
went any old place.
Well, no. No.
You didn't go to porcupine cut.
I have to admit we didn't. No.
That is the place to go.
Is that the place to go? Why?
They cut the grooves deeper.
Do they?
Oh my God! If you're going to do a repressing, you got to go porky.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Got to get porky.
Well, I mean, the fascinating thing about that word of the sort of world of vinyl is that it's, as I understand it, there aren't that many cutting machines in existence.
It's right in the centre of London, in the heart of London. Did you do the old-fashioned tradition of having something special written
around it? I really wanted that, but we didn't have the option.
You just have to scratch it on everyone.
I really wanted that. I think we have the best, because it has to have the what do you call it? Oh, the code,
special number,
the special number, the special number, which we have etched into it. But I wanted something a bit more characteristic, because I think it's important. I mean, for instance, we went as far as we could on our side, because we've hand numbered all of our copies. Which I hope will lend some aspect of, because I mean it's really important for at our level as a kind of band that we are. We're very homegrown. For instance, we run the label that we're signed to, if that makes sense. It's a home done label thing. So any chance that we have to personalise any of the units that go out as sales is really important to us. So we like hand numbering things or signing things, or we do little handwritten notes to everyone that buys something. Yes, it takes a lot of time and it's time consuming and it's a bit of a ball ache, but it's important to do that because we want to connect with the people who are good enough to part with their money. So we hand numbered all of our vinyls, and we sort of hand did all of the download codes on each of the vinyls and everything like that, which is sort of important to us. But I just wish we could do that with digital, like downloads. There's some way that we could, I don't know.
Yeah, you have to put a spooky message individually on every one.
No, an individual message. I think that would be quite... Maybe, who's to say, it could be like 20, 30 years' time from now, that there could be a way that with each digital download sold or something like that, that there's a personalised message that you could do, which would then separate it from like, should we say, torrenting or downloading in the way that I personally like to do the handwritten messages and actually put the person's name in that, because I think it's important.
Whose decision was it to do the vinyl?
I think it was just it just seemed like a logical thing to
Who came up with the idea?
Do you know who seriously came up with the idea? Honestly, our producer.
I was going to say, I bet it was none of you.
Of course. I remember that conversation.
Jaime Gomez Arellano. He's
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, it's a complex Colombian name to say, and if you get it wrong, he'll shoot you. He's been our producer since day one. He did the mixing and mastering on Reason and Abstracts, and he did the full production on the Waskkeeper. Ewan and I tend to engineer everything that we record, but he's really like Gomez is hands-on, and he runs Orgone, which is this Orgone studio, which is an amazing studio that he has up in sort of northwest London, and we ran our original tracks through him for this new album that we're writing. Ewan and I had recorded this particular thing, and we ran it past him and said, look, this is good, you should do this for this production here, but have you ever considered vinyl? And it's sort of like, well, no, man, I mean, it's not really my forte, I don't really understand the mystique of it. It's like, well, then just do it, and what have you got to lose? And it's just seemed like a very, very good option for us to, really demo. I don't want to say demo is a wrong word, but to sort of like give an idea of what we're about to sound like next for the next album, which we really wanted to do, because there are a lot of people who like the Waskkeeper, and a lot of people wanted to know what we're going to do next. And it's like, this was a really perfect chance for it, because we will now re-record everything that you hear on this vinyl that we've done for the album, but this is a chance to hear us absolutely snapshot Polaroid photo of where we are immediately right now, which has been really valuable, because we're writing constantly at the moment. So yeah. And
you recorded in Berry Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why did you choose Berry Street? Was it financial, or was it just something else? Did you know somebody else that had recorded there? Was it recommended?
We're based from there. It's very simply that I've personally been based there since the days of Interlock for over 10 years now. I'm very familiar with the studio, so Joe and I have been there for absolutely ages. But the importance for us is that, I promise you I will not go off in some big diatribe sort of, rant about it, but being a musician is not cheap. Paying for rehearsals has never been cheap for anyone, but it's specifically not very cheap now. But we have a residence at Berry Street Studio. We keep all of our backline there, which, if anyone's come to see us live, will know that it's huge. Mostly Joe's drum kit, but
we've heard about the legendary drum kit.
It's
one of
large.
The biggest something drum kit.
It's the largest single custom drum kit made for an endorsee by Mapex Europe, which we were proud to say. We're very proud of that kit. But yeah, so all of it's stored at Berry Street, and we're resident there every Friday evening, and it just made sense that, given the fact that we're there for the entirety of that evening, it's a fully functioning, fantastic studio. I mean, Barry White recorded there. What more do you want?
I know. What can you say? Was there more bass on that mic?
Exactly. So I don't know how we got down the stairs, but it's the
is it very
rock
thin staircase?
No, you try and imagine the Walrus of Love trying to get down that staircase. I mean, it's not.
Well, it happened.
It must have happened.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe they opened a special.
Well, there was the old fire exit. They could have just shoved him down there. I don't know. But but once you get him in, there's no getting him out. It's a bit like, was it the whole thing of swallowing a light bulb?
Maybe he had to go on a diet to get down there.
Yeah. Well, I'd like the idea of that. But in any case, we have this fully functioning, exceptional recording studio, which would be madness for us to go elsewhere, because there's everything. There's a great desk there and everything like that, and the facilities are fantastic.
What sort of desk is it?
It's an ORAM desk, and funnily enough, it's wonderfully, beautifully morbid. It was bought fairly recently. It's this amazing, huge, great big, proper all valve channel, desk that was made for a dude that died.
That's why he wanted you to do the final thing, because it's all
it's all analog.
Everything about that, But been waiting for this analog backlash forever, and it seems to have arrived via you.
Via us. Vintage purists.
There you go. I have to play an advert now.
Right.
And when I have, then we're going to have a little trackette that you have chosen.
Yes, we have.
I'm telling that in advance. For those of you that have been looking forward to hearing their choice of music for the whole evening. Right, I'm going to play the advert, and then we're going to come back with more of your wisdom.
More of my wisdom. Oh God!
This is a band full of wisdom, people. So be warned.
Bloodstock Radio, purebred rock and metal.